I owe you guys a dating sim game, and that's why we're back into it. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love dreams are weird. You awake on day 2. You attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie at a bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used. And then there was the secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure thing, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Bro, she was down for anyone. Holy crap. Like him? What do you mean, like? There's a robot. You like? I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him, like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's like really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in this high school? No, but I mean, that makes complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and it was also convertible. The convertible that he himself rode into the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders? The coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy of Learning? Wait, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Oh my God, sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you? I guess. Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. Oh God, this can't be good. He told me all about the passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show what he meant. He said he was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals. Fuck. And that if I didn't do him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, do not tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them, and oh my God! And brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever, anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch, you know, like pen pals. I bet he'd love to know more about the new spices. The chat, do you all get what she's talking about? Or are you guys too young to understand what she's talking about right now? What is happening? This game's going into drugs? Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much to anyone. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret? I'm protecting it. No, I'm making a fake, 100%. You quickly think of a fake ingredient. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of New. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of New, wow. Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and figured you satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. It's probably not good. Before you can ask to confirm, she was definitely not texting secrets to other people. You're interrupted. I knew it. I'm so smart. A wind rushes in, cherry blossom petals. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school on a goddamn horse. Stand back and admire its majestic glory. Run to him. All right, I gotta play hard to get. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free to the countryside. You were so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have. I mean, what a horseful beaut you have. What the? Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover you. Oh, John Daddy just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and we're up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile, as if to say situation handled, can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears in the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see two rivals. Ashley and Van Van are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. You try and get a peek over at Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature. Act like you're not interested in them, but really try and get a closer look. Just stop acting immature. You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little bit of evil in there. Finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. Wait, that's the same book I found last night on the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. The book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, 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 beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Wow. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Wop, wop. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me. Colonel Sanders, these crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't, honestly. What do I care? I've got a lofty career, aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrived to signal the true start of class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town. My tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry doggy belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lessons? Truly you do. Which is in why 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders. You miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, John Daddy, naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? Glass of water, shimmering pepper, a dog biscuit. Fuck. I don't want to steal his shit. I'm going to go for a shimmering pepper. Brightly colored pepper stands out from the items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way. So naturally, you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body's not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. Feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend. Oh, this guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Oh, you must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work through... to fulfill... the prophecy. You must... You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand that they stop, step up and tell them you're on. Let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. A bit of lunchtime competition, huh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool? Good one, Van. I like your gumption, John Daddy. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sports court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn the timer. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing words. Timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Woo. I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly. Foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away.
Nice car.
And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had this chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress them again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does the water boil at? Oh, shit. 100 seconds after you. That's right. But would you have even gotten that into school without knowing that? Fuck. Winner gets to rub my furry belly. 100 seconds after boiling it. That's great. Winner gets to... Okay. You're going to need to season that chicken before you cook it. If you don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? Fuck! 7, 8, I think it was 10. 10! Fuck! I've seen schnauzers with better sense than that. And the miniature kind, no less. Now that you got some basic steps going, time to elevate your craft. Oh crap, what state of mind offers the most flavor? Trust, vigilance, gratitude. Gratitude! That's right! You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley's simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace. Fuck! Okay. Every take. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it all come from? Deep beneath the surface. A small town where dreams are born. That's right, that is your shot. You're not gonna miss it. Ahoo! You try to shut off the noise of the arena. Focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence, sizzling, bubbling, sizzling. I like sizzling. Silence, sizzling. That's wrong. Fuck! Don't make me get the spray bottle. I'm sorry. Next question. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, John Daddy. Oh, he's actually cheering you on. Oh my God, I'm actually getting subs during this too. This is lit. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take to fill a traditional? What were you thinking? Get your mind. I only had 3 seconds. You're stranded on a desert island. Which do you take? With only one dessert cookbook, which do I take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Should you and Colonel. Fuck! I don't know. I'm just. Okay. Woo. Okay. You're really struggling to keep up. The next station, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss a biscuit dough into the stand and mix it. I just need to do food shit. Oh, God. Oh, I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing that personal touch. Roar. You might not have any hands, but John Daddy does. He's got a good chef, needs to be touching the dough. No, it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixture to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. John Daddy, no! But you're not fast enough, and your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is the easy way can turn out much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Oh, that's too bad. And here I am, a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of John Daddy's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask John Daddy to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream, 2 ways tender nugget, and a pearls of blueberry jelly. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed, as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a soft-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Fuck! I'm internalizing it. Yes. I'm going to internalize. Your rage burns so intensely. With your eyes, they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire, and you turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow. You run from the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult inside you. A storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and decided to get married. And you wouldn't even ask to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and the small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser, man. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in a culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know that. People see my delicate ribbon dye and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now. But it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then, and I was going to the amount of something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changed his focus, you could see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and will make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spark Monster. Orko! The Spark Monster's here to fight a hero! Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin. And I, Gorko, am here to avenge them. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so... No, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He's already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think you have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what John Daddy's saying is, can't we just be friends? Life's too short in making enemies. I suppose. We really don't need to fight. It's just that I got these pointy teeth and the claws, you know? All the better for enjoying tasty food. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come with a quick idea. Chomp on this. You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into the creature who stands here today. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua, but I was still a student at the school until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. Magic spellbook? Precisely. Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way we lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you respect it. You're a powerful chef. You should be relying on such dark and evil magic. You should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I'll be there. Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. John Daddy, together, I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Oh my God, we're there. We made it! We made it! Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, I mean, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you? I think I have to. You decided that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux Hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would have been the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on them to discover more about Colonel. Oh, dude, this. Take a closer look at a large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty. When you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Oh, he better not fucking steal my recipe. You kidding me? I'd kill him. Coleslaw. That son of a bitch. He has coleslaw. I know the future. No! And my mashed potatoes that I made with him. What appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs. An adorable little baby boy, what the fuck, crawls across the floor from the goatee and the mustache combo he sports. You figure this must be Colonel Sanders. Dude, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Blob. Uh-oh. Tap an item. Wait. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger to try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in its scent. They say the home is where the heart is. Is that what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now's your moment to make a big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell the truth. Fuck! How do I play this, chat? I don't think it's the right time to make a move. You know? I can't tell him I'm cold. I'm sitting in front of a fucking fire. I'm just gonna tell him the truth. That I was just snooping around because I love him. I think he's so cool. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. Oh, that kind of confession. Fuck yeah! I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. Colonel? Yes, John Daddy. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late in the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. What's the guy's name? What's the YouTuber? Ryan, is it Ryan Trahan? I literally wanted him to read that. Dream sequence. Do a slumber.
Dream sequence.
You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. You make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders. Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift? Take him down a peg. Flatter him. Flatter the fuck out of him. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Oh, I'm gonna be in on it with him. He could steal all my shit he wants as long as I get like, dude, if I could have like 20% cut of KFC, 30%, that's fucking fine. I don't care. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find out is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school. After all, the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. Get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend's there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a DATE. Why are you spelling it? It's a date, silly. I think I can believe that. I Since he'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know a little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker. And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Marion time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up all the details for your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the fucking quad. These assholes again. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop. Oh, he himself might not quite grasp that fact, because you know he's Pop. What's a swirly? Sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order one up right away for you. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is the horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, John Dottie, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have that. You clench your fists, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? John Daddy, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, John Daddy. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Fuck. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, John Daddy. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for what you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Oh my god, is that the book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency. Censor on the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that it says will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe like string around your finger or something? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. The fuck? I'm not gonna forget about Colonel Sanders. Are you shitting me? All those times we had? No. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Let's wait. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs out to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you never to come back here. Terrence, I will destroy you. Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over but doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt, not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I apologize for the outburst. This is actually bringing up the important point. Thank you, John Daddy, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane? Strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Oh. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands as you pedal down the fucking mountain or off a cliff. I don't care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps of his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his track. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall all over the third day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure. You know that. This breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me, right? Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If not, Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year. So what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest. Anyhow, Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog's gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. That's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend time for your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice the dish. This is it. The location of your final challenge. A test of will. A test of courage. A test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man and his evil counterpart Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of recipes you've been working on. John Daddy's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making the dish comes second nature to you. And you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, the cram session's interrupted by Colonel Sanders. John Daddy, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just, man, taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm just looking at my station and picturing absolute victory. The pot pies begin to bake. The smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? It's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you the cook-off. You decided that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick with when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it like there was no sound at all. Fess up. Fuck! God, look at his eyes, chat. He's just asking. He's hungry. You know what they always say, man? Bros before hoes. But when you're into bros, hoes before bros. You hear that? Hear what? I distinctly heard a bell chime. Somebody must be training. Sprinkles to do a trick. I bet his mouth is watering. Oh, somebody, I bet his mouth is watering. Strange, I was going to say that my mouth was watering. Alas, I'll have to look somewhere else for something tasty to put in it. Smoke begins billowing out of the oven, filling the arena around you. Yeah, I guess, yeah, you will. Yeah, you're gonna. I'll leave you to it then. Happy visualizing. Disappointed, Colonel Sanders leaves the arena. When the coast is clear, you finally open the oven to find your practice pie has been reduced to ash. Smells like lunch! Beat it, Pop. There's no time left. The final showdown's about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules! That is except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to the victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass, several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big and going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room stares at a 10 of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot broth. Best friend, Bastard Blaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open the sea urchin. Let's rock and ride! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5,000 pressure point chicken cooking thing. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as he was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own. You're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? God, Ashley's gonna use magic! I should cast a spell. But it's gonna bring the Dark Lords. I can do this shit the hard way. Who needs magic when you got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, John Daddy. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, John Daddy, since we were little kids, because I'm your best fucking friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam's at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? You're here cheering. Who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. Oh, fuck, I lied to her. Oh, shit, dude. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get an eye of newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork monsters are many. I think Gorko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty all right. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices you got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magic items and accidentally summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing the fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pop, back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long, involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it's probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school. I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the fucking hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power puff from deep down within yourself. Give up and fuck that. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for, yes, John Daddy, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds. Hold on. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show you the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear John Daddy. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and its time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been really my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever fucking laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank. Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. I guess we'll have to figure out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please, collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narutomakai I spy afloat in the itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please, call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal's been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a timble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives a huge hug. Thank you, John Daddy. Thank you for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an oxhoon urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is like kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to stiffen the uni, but he can't get his nose close to account for all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Oh, please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles go all in tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ow! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to this thing. I can't eat this! It keeps poking my tongue! Disqualified! A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified? For fucking glamour? Don't discount empathy. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yes. I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French merengue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display of peace. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, John Daddy? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize that we're having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but I don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooks you! And with that, Ashley storms off. Rededicate yourself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last time you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. Two chefs. What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even Van and Ashley are drawn back by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef, Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. Cafeteria's been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive, high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Whoop! You know that Sprinkles was a master chef, but he is also a world-renowned turntablist. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs that they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It is clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everybody is together, it's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster's no more. From here out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone's too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love of her cooking. And you know, she's gonna do great. Red carpet rolls out across the floor for the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we got a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of Snapshot, such and such. The music of the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. Oh, fuck. It's Clank, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not on this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give him a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. John Daddy, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, I just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know. A spicy musk, a tidy goatee. I don't know. I'm looking for like a degree from the University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, just naming a few things. Truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yeah. I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is set up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off. And I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, John Daddy. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. Okay. Who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found the love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with this other love? The life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll in pastry school. Oh, my dear John Daddy, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. What? What?